Okay, so thanks for joining me today as we have a discussion about what's going on in the news from January 27th, 2025. And obviously, the big news is what I'm calling the AI the cheap way. So it was announced by an AI company, DeepSeek, that it only spent millions of dollars to achieve what companies like Alphabet and Mega and OpenAI have spent billions on. And some companies have spent trillions planning, and I think the idea is that with the chips that have to work faster, all this extra power, all this extra logic, all this extra investment, coders, right, to get AI and all the promise of what AI is. And to me, AI is kind of the mythical Wizard of Oz. Right now in 2025, we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we have to get everyone fired up in the investment group to say this is the next big thing, right? I almost feel like it's the group think, and it's probably associated very similar to what was going on in the housing bubble, where just everyone was pumping their money into this because it's the no miss for the future, and you have to have the investment now. But that's what this story is shaking up Wall Street. Is this was just all disproven that with this technology, you don't have to be the first to market, and you don't have to spend all your decimal points, all your 12 zeros of trillions of dollars being invested. To me, this would be the equivalent of like if you do a car company where you say it takes billions of dollars to buy a plant and tools and workforce and materials to make your cars to sell for 50,000, and it's supposed to be thousand, not $50. You now have a car company who's only a year old coming into the market, and they're saying, no, it takes us millions, and I can make the better quality car, and I can sell it for even less than what you can manufacture for. It is going to send ripples through the industry because it just throws everything out of whack. Now let's talk about the lost money. That money's already been invested, and it's got to be recouped. And a basic business model is it's pretty simple. You're going to get investors. You're going to come up with a story. You're going to tell your investors, here's why you want to give me your dollar today, because in 5 years from now, I'm going to take that dollar and I'm going to make it into $20, right? But it doesn't happen overnight. There's a long-term investment, or there's at least an investment. There's always, if you were to chart this out, there's always the initial value that has to be, it has to go down, and it has to then go up as you generate revenue, as you hire people. It's going to cost you money until finally you got the cash flow to make it positive. What this company is doing is it's the scale of the initial investment. It's not billions. It's not 9 zeros or 12 zeros. It's $1 million. It's very reasonable because the system itself is learning, doesn't need the expensive chips, doesn't need all this infrastructure, and potentially produces a quality product that people have spent the money on. And that's what all it says in the investments. But now what are you going to do, right? But today, right, a company that's only been 1 year old and just $1 million is competing with this thing. What is that going to do for the future? There's a possibility that the product is just, it's garbage. It's a bullshit story. It's not really happening. But if it is true, think about all the money that has already been spent. Now I'll go down just one of my